The 1956 Chinese film Battle on Shangganling Mountain is not just a portrayal of a battle during the Korean War, it represents a profound reflection on history and an artistic expression of the same. The Korean War commenced on June 25, 1950, when North Korean forces crossed the 38th parallel, invading South Korea. This action, backed by the Soviet Union, prompted the United States to swiftly intervene in support of South Korea. The war was not only an internal conflict between the North and the South of Korea but also a manifestation of the clash between Eastern and Western powers. The United States sided with South Korea, and China, perceiving the approach of the U.S. and United Nations forces near its border with North Korea as a direct threat to its national security, decided to enter the war to safeguard its borders. In July 1951, amidst the Korean War, peace talks began at Panmunjom. However, these negotiations were long and fraught with disagreements on numerous issues. In October 1952, during a relatively stagnant phase of the Korean War, the capture of Shangganling, or Triangle Hill, was seen as a crucial operation that could potentially turn the tide of the war. In the pivotal Battle of Shangganling in 1952, a crucial clash during the Korean War, the main offensive force of the U.S. Army, the 7th Infantry Division, launched an aggressive assault on the positions held by the Chinese People's Volunteer Army. Despite facing a relentless barrage from advanced American weaponry and aerial bombardments, the Chinese soldiers valiantly held their ground on the narrow strip of land, spanning 500 feet in length and 300 feet in width. The Volunteer Army, outmatched in equipment, was compelled to adopt tunnel warfare tactics, temporarily relinquishing their hold on the main Shangganling position. The tunnels, intricately woven around the primary battlefield, became their last bastion. The U.S. forces, persistent in their efforts, bombarded these tunnels extensively, even deploying a significant number of bombers in an attempt to obliterate the Volunteer Army's underground network. In response, the Chinese forces retaliated with artillery fire from the rear. The situation intensified as the U.S. forces attempted to besiege and starve the Volunteer Army, continuously destroying tunnel entrances whenever opportunities arose. However, they soon discovered the vast and complex nature of the tunnel system, which made it nearly impossible to completely eliminate the Chinese forces' underground presence. The Volunteer Army, desperate for supplies, resorted to stealthy night raids on American posts. Despite facing immense challenges, they managed to destroy several key outposts threatening their tunnel access, albeit without securing a supply line. Under the cover of darkness, the Chinese soldiers braved the perilous journey to nearby water sources, with many losing their lives in the process. Eventually, 2 soldiers succeeded in locating water, but only one returned, bearing a single bucket amidst enemy fire. The U.S. troops, in a bid to decisively end the tunnel warfare, began excavating the underground network. In the face of imminent danger, the Volunteer Army stood their ground, fighting fiercely against the American forces. This prolonged standoff, marked by intense close-quarter combat, led to significant casualties on both sides. The Volunteer Army's resilience in the tunnels and their sporadic assaults continued to frustrate the American efforts. This narration tells a tale of extraordinary bravery and endurance, as the Volunteer Army and the U.S. forces engaged in a brutal and unforgiving battle at Shangganling. In the final stages of the Battle of Shangganling in 1952, the Chinese People's Volunteer Army awaited a crucial opportunity for a general offensive. On the summit, an American bunker, long resistant to assault, stood in their way. As the clock ticked towards the hour of the final attack, to prevent further casualties among the Chinese forces, a brave young soldier from the tunnels made a daring move. Covered by his comrades, he navigated through daunting obstacles to reach near the bunker, pushing a demolition charge into it. However, the American soldiers inside kept thrusting the charge back out. Undeterred, the young soldier fearlessly rushed to the bunker's entrance, blocking it with his own body, leading to an explosion that finally destroyed the last obstacle. The bunker was demolished, marking a significant, albeit tragic, turn in the battle. The Battle of Shangganling, depicted in the film, has been a subject of many controversies over the years. Yet, this movie stands as a precious reflection of a specific historical period. Battle on Shangganling Mountain is not just a reenactment of historical events, but also an artistic tribute to the courage and sacrifice of the people from that era. It leaves a profound historical and emotional impact on future generations. The Cold War era, marked by the division of East and West, has long ended. However, today's situation on the Korean peninsula remains complex and unpredictable. May humanity forever steer clear of war, and may our world be filled with peace and sunshine.